I've just had my table recovered, and in all my years of playing pool and snooker, I've never seen this process completed from start to finish, until now that is, and I was absolutely blown away by the amount of detail that goes into this process. I filmed it so that you can see all that's involved and showcase the skills of the two guys that did it for me. Matt Inglis is a former professional and England captain, and Preston McInnes is one of the top youngsters in the country who's surely going to go on and have a fantastic pool career. Both of them are great guys and they've done a brilliant job at an amazing price. I would highly recommend them, and if you do want them to recover your table, then you can get in touch with them via Facebook. I'll add their details into the description and the comments below. If you're not on Facebook, then that's fine, just drop me a message and I'll get you in touch with them. Anyway, I think I enjoyed talking to them too much because I missed the start of the filming process where they simply took the top off the table, took the cushions off and put blocks under the slate to raise it up off the bed of the table. But for now, let's jump into Preston taking 3 million staples out the cushions. Preston has a tough task of removing the staples from the cushions to take off the existing cloth. When it comes from the factory, they tend to put more staples in than is needed, and because this is the first time it's been recovered, all these staples have to come out before the new cloth is fitted. But let's head over to Preston and let him talk through some of the process that he goes through.
More, I guess, what you to follow after the staples are done.
Yeah.
A few things other table fitters don't do that we do. Just little things like putting clips on the glue to give constant pressure, stuff like that.
That's good.
You can follow it when we do it. It's just the little things that help. Different types of glue we use. Spraying it more times than others. Just all the little things add up.
Yeah. And if folk wanted you to cover the table, how would they get in touch with you?
Right now it's just message myself or Matt Inglis, but there's a Facebook page that I'll give to you, so
okay,
you can share and then...
Yeah, I'll put that in the description. He's managed to get the cloth off this cushion now, so let's head on over to Matt. You can see he's working on the first cushion that Preston has prepped. This involves wrapping the cloth around the cushion, and because it's a napped cloth, he needs to make sure the nap is going in the right direction. He then staples this together and looks like he's adding a load of staples too, but I guess it keeps it all in place before he tidies up the corners. Back to Preston, and he's finished with the cushions and is now taking the old cloth off the table. He starts in the corner to get an edge and then pulls it off all around. Then it's a tidy up round the pockets using a sharp knife to remove all the cloth and old glue, and then finally goes over it with sandpaper to make it as clean as possible. Next, carefully brush the years of dust and chalk that have collected on top of the table into a bin bag. Finer stuff can be brushed off more aggressively, and then Matt finishes up by using the old cloth to remove any dust that's left over. This makes the table as clean as possible, which will help make it run straight too. Now the prep is out of the way, it's on to the fun stuff. Preston places a strip of masking tape all round the table. He leaves a small gap for where the cloth will be glued to the table, and the masking tape keeps a nice straight line and the surface clean. Then the cloth is placed on the table, again making sure the nap is going in the right direction. Starting at the baulk end, the cloth is folded back on itself, leaving the area to be glued. The old cloth is placed under the slate and over the wooden part of the table to make sure no glue gets on it. They then spray 2 lines of glue and head over to get the clips that will come in handy later. A third pass of glue is put down and the masking tape removed. The cloth is then put down and stretched.
So here we're just going to pull it over, stretch it left and right and lay it down, so that when we do stretch it left and right at the long ends, it's kind of even the same, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, this is just an anchor for when we do stretch it long ways. Just use the stretchers on the other side. But what we do is put these clips on just to give it constant pressure. Good idea. We did have we did do some the other week, and there was a table fitter said he's been doing it 18 years and he's never seen it done this way. But I got this as a tip off of watching the video from a table fitter down south, and it works.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It does work really well.
Moving down to the other end of the table now, and the same procedure is followed. That's 3 sprays of glue, masking tape removed, and then both lads stretch the cloth. I'm not sure what this tool is that Matt's using, but it seems to do a good job of stretching it.
And this one, this side, we don't pull that tight because when you pull the sides, it all sort of tightens up itself. So you'll see us pull the last side a little bit firmer than this side.
You can see those creases coming out already though.
Yeah, you will still have a couple of creases where it's been folded, but give it a couple of weeks and they'll just come out.
Yeah. Have you got that? Clips are added to this side too to hold it in place. Preston now preps the first side to be done by placing the old cloth as a protector and folding back the new cloth. Another 3 sprays of glue, and both of them gently stretch this side before putting the clips on. The last side is a bit different. This is pulled quite firmly, and you can see it removes all the creases from the cloth. The clips are then added, and all 4 sides are left for a little while for the glue to set before removing the clips. Next, it's time to get the pockets ready. Small incisions are made so it can be folded neatly into the curve of the pocket, and more glue is added. The excess material is then cut from all round the table with a sharp knife, leaving a nice, neat finish. The end is now in sight for the boys. The position of the baulk line is then measured, and Matt holds the ruler while Preston marks the line, ensuring it's perfectly straight. Preston then moves down the table and measures halfway across the slate to get the black spot. He doesn't mark it quite yet, as he prefers to do this from the cushion. This is because the slate may need a slight adjustment once the top is placed back on. Next, the blocks are removed and the top is placed back on the table but upside down. The cushions are then put back in the right order and screwed into place. The top is flipped back over, the position of the slate is checked at the pockets, with Matt making very small adjustments to ensure it's all aligned properly before being clipped back down. Now the cushions are in place, Preston gets the exact point for the black ball, and both lads double check it's central between all 4 bottom pockets. The table was ironed off air before checking the levels and adjusting the height on the legs. And now that it's done, let's see how it plays. Brilliant.